You and this person may feel like you were brought into each other's lives for a reason, but there is something important that has to happen before this connection can fully unfold. If this message reached you, maybe it is because something inside you still feels connected to them. There is a reason their presence still crosses your mind, even when there is no communication. Some connections feel different. They feel deeper, stronger, and harder to explain. They do not feel like a simple attraction or a passing moment. They feel powerful, emotional, and meaningful. But even the strongest connections need the right timing. Before two people can create something lasting together, they often have to go through their own personal journeys first. Sometimes life creates distance between two people, not because the connection is gone, but because both individuals still have things to understand about themselves. A powerful bond cannot grow properly when both people are carrying unhealed pain, insecurities, or emotional patterns that have not been addressed. One person may need to discover their own value and stop seeking validation from someone else. The other may need to learn how to communicate, open their heart, and handle emotions in a healthier way. One person may need to understand that love does not require chasing. The other may need to realize that avoiding feelings does not protect them forever. Growth has to happen before a healthy connection can truly exist.
Right now, the space between you may feel difficult, but sometimes space serves a purpose. Distance can reveal things that closeness hides. Silence can create awareness. Time can allow people to face parts of themselves they ignored before. This does not necessarily mean the connection is disappearing. It can mean both people are being prepared for something different. This person may still think about you and feel the impact of your presence, but they may also be dealing with their own fears. They could be afraid of commitment, afraid of being emotionally exposed, or afraid that they are not capable of giving what is needed. At the same time, you are being encouraged to step into your confidence and remember your own worth. The person you become during this journey matters. The version of you that creates a healthy relationship is not the version that constantly seeks answers, waits endlessly, or accepts less than you deserve. It is the version of you that knows your value, protects your peace, and chooses yourself even while loving someone deeply. This connection is not meant to become a source of obsession or endless waiting. It is meant to teach lessons, create awareness, and encourage both people to become better versions of themselves. Sometimes, two people have to grow separately before they can come together in a healthier way.
The biggest lesson here is understanding that love should not come from fear. It should come from confidence, trust, and emotional balance. Before this connection can become what you hope it will be, self-love, personal growth, and strong boundaries have to come first. The question life is placing in front of you is simple. Can you love yourself with the same intensity that you want someone else to love you? Can you trust the journey without trying to control every outcome? Can you release your fears while still keeping faith in what is meant for you? When you stop allowing fear to control your actions, everything begins to shift. When you stop constantly reaching for someone's attention, you create space for them to recognize your presence differently. When you focus on your own purpose, your own healing, and your own happiness, you naturally become stronger. This connection may be going through a period of transformation, and transformation is not always comfortable. Sometimes growth feels confusing because old patterns are breaking apart. Sometimes change feels painful because it requires leaving behind the version of yourself that no longer serves you.
You and this person are not here to destroy each other. You are here to learn something through this experience. But before you can build something beautiful together, both of you must learn how to love from a place of strength instead of fear. When both people release their insecurities, let go of unhealthy patterns, and become emotionally ready, the relationship feels different. It does not feel like constant confusion or uncertainty.
It feels peaceful. It feels safe. It feels natural. Real alignment does not create endless anxiety. It creates stability and understanding. So do not force what needs time. Do not chase what needs space. Allow this chapter to shape you into the person you are meant to become. What truly belongs in your life will not require you to lose yourself to keep it. Sometimes a connection does not disappear. It transforms into something deeper through growth and understanding. But that transformation begins with you. The more you evolve, the more your relationships change. The love you desire begins with the love you give yourself. This journey is not about waiting for someone else to complete you. It is about becoming whole, so that when the right moment arrives, you can meet each other from a place of peace, maturity, and genuine love.
Welcome to the love archetype. If you are interested in discovering the hidden patterns of the mind, emotions, and relationships, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss insights that may change the way you understand love and human connection. A deep connection between two people is not only created through attraction, emotions, or the feeling that someone is special. A meaningful bond also requires personal growth from both individuals. Sometimes people enter our lives and immediately feel familiar, as if there is a strong understanding that goes beyond ordinary interactions. These connections can bring happiness, excitement, and a sense of belonging, but they can also reveal parts of ourselves that we have ignored for a long time. When someone becomes important to us, they often bring our hidden emotions to the surface. They may reveal our fears, insecurities, expectations, and the ways we respond to love. This is why some relationships feel intense. It is not only because of the person in front of us, but because the connection awakens something within us. It encourages us to look deeper at who we are and what we truly need. Before two people can build a strong relationship, they often need to understand themselves better. A person who does not know their own worth may constantly seek reassurance from someone else. They may feel afraid of losing the relationship and begin changing themselves just to keep the other person close. Over time, this can create an unhealthy dynamic where love becomes connected to fear instead of genuine connection. Personal transformation means learning to stand confidently in who you are. It means understanding your emotions, recognizing your patterns, and becoming aware of the choices you make in relationships. Instead of asking someone else to fill an empty space inside you, you begin creating that sense of security within yourself.
The same applies to the other person. Everyone carries their own experiences, fears, and emotional habits. Someone may struggle with opening up because of past experiences. Someone else may have difficulty trusting because they have been disappointed before. These things do not automatically mean a person does not care. Sometimes people need time to understand themselves before they can fully show up for someone else. A strong relationship is not built when two people ignore their personal struggles and hope love will fix everything. It is built when two people are willing to grow, communicate, and become more emotionally aware. Love can support healing, but each person has to take responsibility for their own growth. This is why some connections require patience. A person may feel a strong bond with someone, but the timing may not be right because both individuals are still becoming who they need to be. Growth creates a stronger foundation. Without it, even a powerful connection can become overwhelmed by misunderstandings, fear, and unresolved emotions.
The purpose of personal growth is not to become perfect before loving someone. Nobody is perfect. It is about becoming more aware, more balanced, and more honest with yourself. When you understand yourself better, you are able to love someone without losing your identity. A healthy connection is created when two people choose each other from a place of confidence rather than fear.
It happens when both individuals can bring their authentic selves into the relationship without pretending or hiding. Sometimes the most important step before coming together with someone else is learning how to create peace within yourself. Because when you understand your own heart, you are able to build a connection that is not based only on emotions, but on respect, understanding, and genuine care. Sometimes the distance between two people can feel confusing. When someone important becomes less available, communication changes, or circumstances create space, it is natural to wonder what went wrong. Many people immediately see separation as a sign that something is ended. But sometimes distance creates an opportunity to understand things that were difficult to see when emotions were stronger.
This does not mean that every separation automatically leads to a reunion, or that every connection is meant to continue. The value of distance is not only about what happens between two people. It is also about what happens within each person during that time. Growth, understanding, and self-awareness are valuable regardless of the outcome. Sometimes people discover that they were giving too much of themselves in an attempt to maintain a connection. They may realize they were ignoring their own needs, boundaries, or personal goals. Time apart can help them reconnect with themselves and remember that a healthy relationship should add to their life, not replace their identity. For the other person, distance can also create moments of reflection. When someone is no longer constantly present, their importance may become clearer. A person may begin thinking about the role someone played in their life and recognize things they previously overlooked. However, true growth requires more than simply missing someone. It requires understanding, accountability, and a willingness to approach the connection differently.
The quiet moments during separation often teach lessons that constant interaction cannot. They encourage patience, emotional maturity, and a deeper understanding of what both people need. Instead of viewing distance only as a painful experience, it can be seen as a time where both individuals have the chance to become more aware of themselves. A strong connection is not only measured by how two people feel when everything is easy. It is also shaped by how they grow when things become uncertain. Sometimes, stepping away creates the clarity needed to understand what truly matters. The most meaningful relationships are not built by two people who never face challenges. They are built by people who learn from their experiences and return with greater understanding, respect, and emotional balance. Distance can become a chapter of growth, helping both individuals discover themselves before they decide how they want to move forward together. A meaningful relationship cannot grow in a healthy way without self-worth and emotional balance. Many people believe that love alone is enough to make a connection last. But a strong bond requires more than feelings. It requires two people who understand themselves, respect their own needs, and know how to create a sense of stability within themselves.
Self-worth plays an important role in the way we experience love. When someone does not truly value themselves, they may start looking for constant approval from another person. They may depend on messages, attention, or reassurance to feel secure. Over time, this can create pressure in the relationship because one person begins expecting the other to provide something that can only be built internally. Learning to value yourself changes the way you approach relationships. Instead of seeking someone to complete you, you begin choosing someone who adds happiness and support to the life you have already created. You no longer feel the need to prove your worth or convince someone to appreciate you. You understand that your value does not increase or decrease based on how another person responds to you. Emotional balance is equally important. Every person experiences emotions like fear, sadness, excitement, and uncertainty.
Having emotional balance does not mean ignoring these feelings. It means learning how to understand them and respond in a thoughtful way. When emotions control every decision, relationships can become driven by fear instead of genuine connection.
For example, fear of losing someone can make a person act in ways that do not represent who they truly are. They may become overly focused on keeping the relationship alive, even if they are neglecting their own happiness. On the other hand, emotional balance allows someone to express love while still maintaining their confidence and independence. Healthy love is not about constantly proving yourself or sacrificing your needs to make someone stay. It is about creating a connection where both people feel respected and understood. When two individuals have a strong sense of self, they can support each other without becoming emotionally dependent on one another. A person who has developed self-worth also learns the importance of boundaries. Boundaries are not about creating distance or rejecting someone. They are about understanding what is healthy and what is not. They allow people to communicate their needs clearly whilst protecting the needs of the other person. The same applies to emotional maturity. A relationship becomes stronger when both people can have honest conversations, accept responsibility for their actions, and recognize that disagreements do not always mean the connection is failing. Emotional maturity allows love to become a place of growth rather than a place of constant conflict. Sometimes a relationship feels difficult because one or both people are still learning these lessons. They may care about each other but struggle to create a stable connection because personal growth has not happened yet. Before two people can fully support each other, they must learn how to support themselves. The strongest relationships are formed when two people come together not because they are afraid of being alone, but because they genuinely choose each other. When both individuals know their own value, love becomes something shared rather than something desperately needed. Building self-worth and emotional balance takes time, but it creates the foundation for deeper and healthier connections. When people learn to love themselves, they become more capable of giving and receiving love in a way that feels secure, respectful, and real. A person can feel a strong connection with someone and still struggle with expressing their emotions or fully opening their heart. Sometimes people assume that if someone creates distance, avoids conversations, or seems uncertain, it means they do not care. But human emotions are often more complicated than that. A person's actions are influenced by their experiences, fears, beliefs, and the way they have learned to handle emotional situations. Everyone carries their own inner struggles. Some people find it easy to communicate their feelings, while others find vulnerability uncomfortable. For some, getting close to someone can bring happiness and excitement, but it can also bring fear. They may worry about being hurt, losing their independence, or not being able to meet the expectations of the relationship. These fears can sometimes cause a person to hold back, even when they genuinely value the connection. Emotional closeness requires a person to be seen as they truly are. For someone who has difficulty being vulnerable, this can feel challenging. Opening up means allowing another person to see their insecurities, doubts, and emotions. If someone has spent years protecting themselves, they may naturally create distance when a relationship starts becoming more meaningful. Sometimes a person is not avoiding the connection itself. They may be trying to understand their own feelings and figure out how to handle the emotions that come with it. Strong feelings can bring questions and uncertainty. A person may wonder if they are ready, if they can trust the situation, or if they are capable of creating the kind of relationship they desire. Past experiences can also influence how someone responds to love. If someone has experienced disappointment, rejection, or emotional pain before, they may become more cautious. They may build emotional walls as a way of protecting themselves.
These walls are not always a sign that they do not care. Sometimes they are a reflection of old experiences that still affect the way they approach relationships. However, understanding someone's struggles does not mean ignoring your own needs. A healthy connection requires effort from both sides. One person cannot carry the entire emotional responsibility of a relationship. Both individuals must be willing to communicate, grow, and create a space where both people feel valued and respected. A person's inner growth is an important part of any meaningful relationship. They need to recognize their own fears and learn healthier ways to express themselves. Emotional maturity comes from understanding that closeness does not always lead to pain, and that allowing someone into your life can also create opportunities for trust, support, and connection. At the same time, the other person also has their own journey. It is important not to lose yourself while trying to understand someone else. Compassion and patience are valuable, but they should exist alongside self-respect. A balanced connection allows both people to grow without one person constantly waiting for the other to change.
Sometimes two people care about each other, but are at different stages of emotional development. One may be ready to communicate openly, while the other is still learning how to express themselves. This does not automatically define the future of the relationship, but it shows why personal growth matters. A meaningful bond is created when two people are willing to face their fears, communicate honestly, and meet each other with understanding. Real connection is not about being perfect. It is about becoming more aware, more open, and more willing to build something healthy together. When both people learn to move beyond fear and embrace emotional growth, the relationship has a stronger chance of becoming something genuine and lasting. A true and meaningful relationship is not created when two people come together because they feel incomplete without each other. A strong connection develops when two individuals have learned to understand themselves and choose to share their lives from a place of confidence and emotional stability. The healthiest relationships are not built on the idea that someone else will fix all your problems. They are built when two people who are already growing decide to support each other along the way. Growth also means learning from past experiences. Everyone has emotional patterns that develop over time. Some people struggle with trust, some struggle with expressing feelings, and others may have difficulty accepting love. Recognizing these patterns allows people to make better choices and create healthier relationships in the future. Without awareness, people may repeat the same behaviors that prevent them from experiencing the connection they truly desire. A strong relationship requires two people who are willing to look within themselves. It requires the courage to admit mistakes, the willingness to communicate, and the ability to understand that love is not only about emotions, but also about actions. Feelings can bring two people together, but maturity and effort are what help them stay connected. When two individuals come together after developing themselves, the relationship feels different. There is less pressure to constantly prove love or seek reassurance. Instead, there is more understanding, respect, and emotional safety. Both people can celebrate each other's strengths while also accepting that growth is an ongoing process. This does not mean that two people have to become perfect before they can love each other. Perfection is not the goal. The goal is awareness. It is about becoming more honest with yourself and more willing to create a relationship based on mutual respect and care. The most beautiful connections are often created when two people do not come together because they need someone to complete them, but because they have learned how to stand on their own and choose someone who adds meaning to their journey. When two whole individuals meet, love becomes a place of growth, understanding, and shared experiences rather than a place of fear or dependency.
A relationship becomes stronger when both people continue becoming better versions of themselves while walking beside each other. True connection is not about losing yourself in another person. It is about finding someone who encourages you to become more fully yourself. A powerful connection can bring many emotions, but one of the most important things to understand is that love should not require you to lose yourself. When people deeply care about someone, they sometimes become so focused on the relationship that they forget about their own growth, happiness, and personal goals. They start measuring their peace by another person's actions, attention, or decisions. But a healthy connection begins when you are able to love someone while still maintaining a strong relationship with yourself.
Trusting the process does not mean sitting still and waiting for everything to happen exactly the way you imagine. It means allowing life to unfold while continuing to grow as an individual. It means understanding that every situation has something to teach you. Instead of constantly searching for answers outside yourself, you begin looking within and asking what this experience is helping you understand about your own emotions, needs, and values. Many people struggle with uncertainty because they want clear answers immediately. They want to know where the relationship is going, what the other person feels, or what will happen in the future. These questions are natural, but constantly trying to control every outcome can create stress and anxiety. Sometimes the most important growth happens when you learn to be comfortable with not having every answer right away. Letting go does not mean giving up on someone or pretending you no longer care. It means releasing the fear that makes you feel like you have to force things to happen. There is a difference between loving someone and trying to control their choices. Love allows space. Love respects that another person has their own thoughts, emotions, and journey. When you stop operating from fear, you begin to see situations more clearly. Fear often creates assumptions and worries that may not reflect reality. It can make you overanalyze every message, every action, or every moment of silence. But when you become more grounded within yourself, you respond from a place of understanding rather than emotional reaction. When two people have done the inner work, when they understand themselves better, and when they approach love from a place of strength rather than fear, the connection changes. It becomes calmer, healthier, and more meaningful. It is no longer about trying to hold on to someone. It becomes about two people freely choosing to create something together. The greatest love stories are not built by two people searching for someone to complete them. They are built by two people who have learned to stand firmly on their own and then decide to share their journey with another person. Because before two hearts can truly meet, both individuals must first learn how to meet themselves. And when that happens, love is no longer about filling an emptiness. It becomes a beautiful expression of two people who have grown, understood, and chosen each other from a place of genuine connection.